Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Shmup Diary here. This is a casual playthrough of Thunder Dragon 2, a game that I ended up really liking. I was wondering what should I play after Batscan, and I had my multiple different things I wanted to do that weren't really compatible. Like, I like going through things in order and seeing how they evolve, but shmups aren't really conducive to that because it takes a long time and commitment to once you see something. But I also wanted to sample a bunch of games to see what my next Monty would be, so I'm kind of combining them. This isn't a project or anything, it's just an informal format I came up with, especially while I'm busy with playing full-length RPGs for another blog. I needed a way to get videos out that didn't require me playing 20 hours till I had something new to show. I don't just want to show like failed runs of the same game over and over. And so this is me. I have a big list of shmups, and I had played a bunch of the pre-Batscan ones earlier on my own time, just my own. I like seeing how things evolve. Curiosity. I'm just going forward from Batscan and playing the games that are recommended, and this was one of them that was on various lists on Backlogged and other places where you find recommendation lists of shmups. And so this was the next one. They recommended playing on the Player 2 side, which I can confirm. For at least for survival, it's a much faster ship, so that's why I'm doing that. And I had a utterly fantastic time with this game so far. I will, because my goal is to not just see the evolution of them, but like I say, make notes of which ones am I likely to actually come back to. What do I want to see? And so the format is, as you can see, I've got a little live split counter there in the bottom right. I had a whole situation with how the fuck do I get it's +1 when I add a credit to the game? Why is this an app that doesn't exist? And I eventually went with live splits, and then it didn't work with my Xbox controller, but I've switched over to the 8-bit Do M30, which is a immediately much better controller for shmups, and it worked on that one, so I will be using that for now, I suppose. But I have how many credits I have and then how much money that would cost. Obviously, it's divide by 100. I couldn't get to 0.25, but that's a quarter. I'm sure by the 90s it was probably more than a quarter, but whatever. I'm just using that for the sake of convenience. I don't even use dollars anyway. By the time I was playing arcade games, it was usually £1 per play, which in those days is like $2 in the UK, which is like ridiculous amounts for a single session of a game. But that's what it was. But back when I was going to the arcade as a kid, I only really went to the arcade like at the seasides where they had them. Seasides or bowling alleys. I didn't have a dedicated arcade I could go to. There were like a couple in London, like the Trocadero and what have you, but I didn't live in central London. But yeah, so these are just going to be me after they're not going to be necessarily blind attempts. Maybe some of them will be, but the format is just here's me going through the game, seeing how many deaths it takes. And seeing what my status is as a casual person playing them and how fun they are. I found this game to be extremely fun all the way through at all times at my not very good level. Initially, I did one playthrough and I was like, what if I start learning this one? This one seems immediately good. And the rank system, no, it gets hard immediately with how fast the bullet gets. But that also means if you keep dying, the bullets stay pretty slow. So if you die at the pace I'm dying, the rank system makes it so it kind of has a really good adaptive difficulty. And I was always challenged and always engaged. There was no point where I felt so overwhelmed that I had no hope. Because with every death, the rank reset basically back to my level again. And so I found this game always super engaging, super enjoyable. And one day this is absolutely on the list of games I want to get good at eventually and, come back to. I think if I had one criticism, at least from my casual perspective, it's I wish that there were extends. Not just because it would make the game easier, but because this whole game is designed around a scoring system of chaining the pickups of those orbs that drop when you kill enemies, specifically when you speed kill enemies. But there's literally no reason for me to give a single shit about them. Outside of playing for score, they have no purpose, because you can't get extend from them. You only have the 3 lives. that you get from the start of the game. And I wish like some of those dynamics introduced by the scoring could be brought into the survival play by the use of extends. I get why in an arcade game you don't do that, but playing them now on free play, that is that's just a reaction I had. But it wasn't that big a deal because I think there's 7 levels in this game, 7 stages, or 8, 7. I don't know if there's 7 and a final stage, or if there's 6 and a final stage, because the last one says final stage. But yeah, I thought this game was just absolutely fantastic, absolutely incredible. The pacing was like never let up for a second. I never felt too overwhelmed. Like one of the games that I was probably gonna get one of these videos, I don't know if I'll bother, is Raiden 2. And in that game, it's too hard. It's not hard in a fun way. Some, like, because of the way that when you respawn, the power-ups like drop around you, but they're on their fucking Raiden timer, so they don't necessarily align with your own playstyle. That means that it just takes forever, because it just means you get into like a bunch of chain death. Because if you die and you had red and you want red again and you got to wait for red, but then by the time you wait for red you've been killed 2 more times, it's like, well, I should have just picked everything up. But then you pick everything up and it doesn't add to your power up, because if you get 2 different power ups it stays the same level and just switches. You don't get any boost from that, and so you feel really punished for dying in that game, and it just isn't satisfying. This game, it does suck to lose power, but your base level power is not so much weaker that I don't feel like competent. When I died, I didn't get into many chain death. Like, there's times where I died back to back just because the game is hard, but I didn't feel like, oh, I was just had to constantly respawn in a situation that was like unfair for me. It always felt fair, which is like really impressive. So yeah, I was like, this one, man, I absolutely get why it has the reputation, because there were a few reviews of it on Backlog like, shmup nerds say this one's really genius, but I don't know what makes it different from the others, and I guess the answer is nothing really. It's just good. It's just good. There's no gimmicks. It's just a really good game and I had a great time. But I like the little thing tracking my credits, because it gives me a way to track my progress in a game beyond just have I once CC'd it yet, right? Because when I get to like really hard games that I want to play and enjoy, like the cave stuff, which I know I will want to play because they are, you know, I really like Batscan and I'll probably like them, but I won't be anywhere near like that level of good at them. I'll want other like goals to reach for along the way, on like an incremental journey. So I'm glad I came up with this, got this working, and I will be using it going forward. I really like the bosses in this game. And I like the power-ups in this game, like where they drop. They always drop at a place that's like, oh, it's so... Like, there's somewhere it's like, that bomb's a bait. Like, if you go there, I'm immediately going to get spawned in. And learning the rhythms of when it's, like, safe to actually go and pick out the power-up was very satisfying. I didn't like it aesthetically as much as I'd like Batscan, which is so much, the music's better and the soundtrack's better, but you know, you can't have everything be that good and that cool. It's just more of like a traditional World War II-ish, steampunk-ish style shmup. I don't think visually it's doing anything particularly crazy. I mean, the stage is really nice and detailed, but it's like style-wise, Batscan was like a weird underwater alien hybrid game where all the bullets were bright pink and it was just like constant sensory assault. This is a bit more subdued and regular. And also, I'm like, obviously I'm using bombs all the time because I get them back when I die, so like I'm having way more bombs than a normal run would. But the game's generous with bombs outside of that. Like, I imagine a survival run would still have a bunch of bomb usage, though definitely not as much as me, because I'm dying constantly. I try very hard to not die with bombs in stock, because that's the thing I would regret. I always have to let go of my auto fire button before I auto fire my way through the fucking menu. Could have bombed on that first one. Bomb as soon as these boats show up. That's like a prime bomb opportunity when you have a big spread like that. Going into this boss with no power-ups and no missiles is a shame. But just generally, I feel like if I've played a couple more of these, I'm starting to just really enjoy the rhythm of a shmup boss fight, and specifically like if it has a good risk and reward, kind of like there are multiple different orders from which to take out the parts. Like maybe it's harder to take out this part, but if you take it out first, you get more safety in the later stage. You know, just stuff like that. I find that stuff really engaging. Like, it's just shocking how cool a boss fight that lasts, what, 30 seconds can be, and how many like, mechanics and phases it has. I'm just constantly shocked at the density of, like, imagine a boss fight that lasted 30 seconds in, like, a action game, right? You'd be like, what was that? And it definitely wouldn't have, like, more than 3 attacks. But you can go through, like, multiple phases of a shmup boss that quickly because of just the way they're designed. I'm always impressed by the density in this genre. And I just find it very cool. I'm very, very happy to be getting these games. The M30 8BitDo D-pad came heavily recommended it, and I found it very comfortable. It doesn't have back pedals, but I found holding the button with my right hand to be mostly fine. You don't have to grip it like the handles of a regular controller, and because my right wrist is the one I've got these issues in, and I still, still undiagnosed, no idea what they are. The doctor did all the scans, like your bones seem normal, your tendons seem normal, your things seem normal. It's not arthritis, it's not this. I'm like, but okay, but you're still in pain, so we'll see. I guess I'm glad it's not arthritis. I guess I'm glad it's not tendons, but that means I have no idea what it could be, and it's just kind of I got to live with it now. But like I said, like this is a genre that gets a lot of what I enjoy about action games, like the boss fights and the tension and the constant decision making and the risk and reward. But I'm not mashing and doing combos like I am in Ninja Gaiden. That was a stupid death. I'm like, I know I'm a beginner, but man, that was a stupid death. But yeah, you can see it's on my backlog. It's called like Shmup Playlist, the list of games that I have on my radar are the ones I might do for like a video like this. In terms of just like here's me trying a game and seeing what I think about it as like after a couple casual runs, not as a project or anything. Because like I said, I got my RPG one, but I still wanted to be able to play shmups and put out some videos during times I'm like, I've got to go play 100 hours of Dragon Quest 3 next, which I'm very excited to do. And so those are the videos, those are the games that I have on my radar. And you can go check them out on Backlogged if you want to see and make sure, like, oh, have they remembered this one? And mostly. There are enough other lists on the site of, like, compilation of every shmup ever voted as good on the Shmup 11 forum, which I don't go to, but I know of secondhand. Like, those people tend to know what they're talking about. Not as good as any of them, but I'll take their word for the good ones. Definitely, out of the ones I've, like, the earlier ones that I've already played off video, tend to prefer these kind of vertical, like, this isn't even bullet hell. This is like the regular old, I guess, the tower plan style is what generally they're called for these kind of games. Raiden likes if you're American and not a nerd, but I tend to prefer these to the, like, R-type, Gradius, Darius, horizontal shmup dodging, a bunch of terrain. I didn't really love R-Type 1. I thought Gradius 1 was okay. And then they get harder. I liked Salamander. Salamander was pretty good. It was a little less power-ups to manage there. But I, at least so far, have preferred this kind of style of more immediate, fast killing enemies than, like, navigating terrain and stuff. But I'm sure that will, like, little change as I try different things and find the versions of each that appeal most to me. It's getting quite long. I think it's a full half an hour for a run, which is like double the length of Batscan, which I know Batscan's pretty short for one loop. And the fact that this game is that long and has no extends, and also the rank like affects the bullet speed so much, has me like, I'm never gonna clear this game. Even when I, like, try to get good at it, I'm gonna have to, like, adjust my targets for, like, level based incremental stuff. So we'll see, because yeah, I really did like this game and would love to come back to it. I guess it's 8 stages. Yeah, so it's stage 7, then there'll be a final stage after this. I've managed to keep it to under 10 credits heading into this final 2 stages, but it's about to... This pace does not continue for long. These last stages are fucking brutal, even on the lower ranks. I don't know if there's, like, a mandatory minimum rank for each stage, or if it's just the patterns themselves, even with the slow bullets, are really hard. I didn't pay attention to that much. I don't know how the systems work. That bullet's pretty slow, so I still think I'm on a low rank. I know there's some games where, like, on the final stages, it doesn't matter how you've managed to rank, it's still gonna be high. But I assume this one still has pretty heavy influence. Like I said, these big bullets don't look too fast. There's just a lot of ships. There's just a lot of ships, and you gotta deal with them. flew right into... Man, that was bad. Sometimes you see your playback and you're like, oh, even though I'm not very good, I should still have been better than that. Oh. When you... Oh, man, that was a good one. Like, where I bombed, and then all of the score bits showed up exactly where the next wave spawned in. And it's like, god damn it, you got me. You fucking got me, you guys. This game's full of moments like that, where things drop, and you're like, oh, is it? Oh, no, yeah, it was a trap. Of course it was a trap. Should have dodged that one. Should have dodged that one. No bombs left, but I get power-ups and missiles. Now I'm like, I should keep that, and bam, immediately no. Should have played more cautiously. Don't stand directly underneath the boss, you idiots. That's better. That's not better. That's kind of just how it goes for this final stretch. I love this final stage though. I like the aesthetic, the big bass. It like is a little more wave because this game's kind of it's vertically scrolling obviously, but it's like much more segmented wave based about it. In the waves will trigger when you finish other waves, not just as the screen goes, which I know you can, most games are a mix of both. But this stage specifically has a bunch of different like points where it stops, gives you not boss fights but like checkpoint. Like here, you got to fight through these domes to break through the wall. And I just think it's good. I just think the like rhythm of the stage is really good, like a perfect climax to this game. One day I will be good enough to actually tackle it. Or bombs. Okay, this isn't too hard. I don't remember exactly where it all goes wrong. Definitely in the last boss, I think like 4 deaths or something. Got through that one. Pretty proud of that. This is what I meant by like, there's still moments where like across the whole game, moments where I'm like, oh, I've had a good run then, and the moments where I'm like, I took a bad death then, and that's just been consistent across every stage, apart from the first one, which I do basically have down, because it's not too hard in the ninth beginner stage. But I found the whole run engaging at this kind of level, mostly due to just how well balanced the rank is, and how fun all the patterns are across the whole game. And this is where it really ramps up. It's like, okay, this is the pre-final boss. There's 2 of these domes. Dodged that very poorly. But managed that other side of it better. And now we're in the actual final boss. This one's tough. We got at least 3 credits in this boss coming up. Just patterns on patterns. It's a tough boss. And then even like when you have it down, you need to make a pretty tight dodge through that, like through there. I guess you could macro all the way around the left of it, but that would be, you have to be moving pretty fast from one side of the screen to the other. So we'll see. I do have the rhythm for that like kind of down. Like in the same direction, you tap like 3 times. But then he's about to introduce like another tracking beam into it. And it's like, oh god. Yeah, that one. That one just aims for you directly while you're dodging 4 waves of that. And it's like, oh no. Oh no, no. It gets me basically every single time. But that's fine for now. Like I say, I only run this game like 3 times. So that's how much familiarity I have. And it's 100% going on my list for games I want to spend more time with once I've sampled a bunch of the genre. Yeah, 17 credits was the final total. So that is under a $5 clear by the, 1 credit is a quarter measurement. And you can shoot all the credits as the credits go by for the rest of the thing, and that gets you score. It doesn't do anything for me at this point if you've already beat the game. There's no threat posed. But you do, if you are going for score, I have to finish the game by making sure you get all the credits in time. But yeah, that is Thunder Dragon 2. I had an absolutely fantastic time with this one, had a real blast. I don't imagine they're all going to be as good as this. But what a great little game to play after Batskin. It's very different. Batskin is much more like, here are the bullet patterns, you're going to dodge them. And this is much more like, everyone is firing at your face constantly. But that was fun. Yeah, I loved it. I don't remember what's next, but it'll be something, and it'll probably come out next week at some point. Who knows? I have, I think, 2 videos in the trunk of runs I want to get out of things that I want to get up there that I recorded back in February and never did. One is another Shmup run, and one of them not. It's a different kind of fucking game. It's a beat 'em up, the other kind I was playing earlier this year. They're not particularly like extravagant, but they're on records of them out there. So I might not commentate on all of them because I repeat myself a lot and I don't always have that much to say. It's fine to let the gameplay speak for itself, I think. But thank you for watching this one. This game was great. I'll see everyone another time with some more games that are cool. So goodbye everyone, and I'll see you later.